Good morning, YouTube. It is Monday, August 1st, 2022, 5:39 a.m. And I was really hesitant to go into work today. Feeling really uncomfortable and awkward about it, mostly because of the forklift incident early Thursday morning. And I've kind of gotten settled in to the whole thing of being really in demand as a forklift operator here, and the whole thing of working in two departments is kind of neat. I enjoy the kind of double check-in where I head over to outbound and see what's going on there and how busy they're going to be or how much they're going to need me, especially since I'm trying to remember if it was last week or the week before. It might have been as recent as last week, but yeah, they actually trained me there on how to, feel like it was just last week, trained me on how to load trucks. So, kind of exciting that I finally, had scanner access and some scanner training, at least know how to do something on a scanner. And at this point, I've got both departments, especially on Sunday nights, both departments kind of, hoping that I can work for them and kind of have my options. And both departments have kind of come to rely on me as a forklift operator. So it felt really weird going in there thinking, the people in leadership in both departments probably have no idea that I'm, temporarily suspended as a forklift operator pending investigation. So yeah, started my day, went over to outbound and talked to the regular supervisor I talked to. Hope y'all can hear me. This freeway is loud as hell today. I'm gonna wait till I get on the bridge because I can't even hear myself speak right now. Loud up here. Anyway, started my day, went over to outbound, just to let the supervisor that I normally check in know that, hey, this happened while you weren't here Thursday morning, and kind of let her know the status of it and stuff. And she was, kind of disappointed, but she's like, you're going to be fine. And I told her that the reason safety was kind of freaking out about it and maintenance was freaking out about it, as I told her, I said, that safety gate over in 339. She goes, yeah. I said, the one that's all bent up. And she said, yeah. I said, well, that's the one that I tapped. And they're looking at it as if I did that. And she's like, oh. She goes, I'll be sure to let them know that yeah, that's been like that for months. And you're an extremely safe and attentive driver. She goes, I'll definitely go in and put in a word. And I've lost count at this point of how many different managers have told me that they're going to look in to see what's going on with it and put in see what they can do to influence it and make sure that the people that are making the decisions are aware that, because I really have no idea who makes that decision, to be honest. But I have several different managers that have told me today that, oh yeah, we'll definitely talk to it. But anyway, I kind of lucked out. Like the guy who is like my main manager right now, like he's just pictures in my app when I look to see who my management team is. His name's John. cool dude. And the funny thing is, some of the managers, I really don't see them that often. And I rarely have much in the way of management interaction with them. Excuse me. Other than checking in, just because as an employee at Amazon at this point, like I've been there so long, and I know what my job is and I know what I do, that I'm for the most part completely self-directed, completely self-managed. Like sometimes I'll see them like, oh, I'm going on break, and they're like, cool. You know, and every now and then I might point out, it's like, oh, by the way, I got that done and that done, and they're like, nice. You know, but it's very rare that I've ever got any kind of management these days, you know, telling me to do anything. Like I'm on top of it. You know, generally, you know, about the only time that there's any real management interaction is when I get there, going to the one department, seeing if I'm needed. If I'm not, going to the other department, and it's like, hey, by the way, didn't need me an outbound. Didn't need me an outbound. I assume you need me here. And like, oh yes, grab your forklift, get to work. So, you know, and whether I go to working on a truck or go to working on pallets just depends on, you know, which is more pressing. Generally speaking, even if there are pallets to be done, if there's a truck ready, I just start unloading the truck. Anyway, obviously that didn't happen. I'm still waiting for the investigation to complete. So we got 12 minutes until the rapid bus shows up. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that to complete. And I would imagine the main reason it hasn't been completed is that the incident happened on a early Thursday morning, and I would imagine a lot of people that make decisions just straight up aren't working over the weekend. You know, they probably come in tomorrow or tonight, you know, whichever. But anyway, but yeah, I was actually glad when I went over to inbound. John was actually behind the leadership desk, which most of the time he's not. He's got people that are underneath him that are handling that, and that was great, because I mean he's kind of the you know, definitely the more higher up person to talk to. And I was like, hey John, you got a second? He's like, yeah, no problem. And at one point he was like, hey, I got to handle something, but wait right there. I'll you know, definitely want to know what's up with you. And I just kind of explained what happened. He's like, you know, he goes, I'm sure I can have a lot of influence on that. And he goes, I'll make sure that, you know, I explained what happened. He's like, I got you. I'll do what I can to get that expedited. He did say he was going to try to look into it and see what he could find out today and let me know before the end of the night. And I did ask him about lunch, and he said he was just too busy. He didn't have a chance, but he'd definitely get on it. And I suppose I could have asked him at the end of the shift, but by the time it was the end of my shift, I'm ready to go. But I'm sure I'll see him tonight. But feeling really positive about the whole thing. You know, and if just by policy and procedure I have to be quote unquote retrained, yeah, that means I'm basically paid to sit on ass for 5 hours in a room that has better than average air conditioning while I eat cookies and drink soda. So, you know, yeah, you don't have to really twist my, like, okay, I can sit on ass for a day. That's fine. Here goes my bus. Anyway, so yeah, it was actually a surprisingly great day. And I said, he goes, well, you know, what do you want to do in the meantime? I said, you know, to be honest, I think it would just, I said, I'm going through some personal drama at home. I said, if you're cool with it, I'd actually like to be a line. I'd like to just simply be a line loader today. That'd be great. He's like, yeah, I'd love to have you back on the lines. That's awesome. So it was kind of wild. I mean, I don't think you know, other than occasionally stopping and working on a pallet that was, you know, in the way or for some reason needed down stack because somebody cut the plastic off it and the box is ready to topple. Yeah, it's been several months since I worked as a line loader. So it actually kind of felt really good, like doing that again. It was almost, I don't know, it was kind of hard to describe, but it was just kind of like a comfort thing, you know, almost like a weird nostalgia. It's like, wow, I'm kind of back doing this, and I kind of forgot that I actually like doing this. And
And of course, I had a lot of people, you know, coming by. It's like, whoa, what are you doing over here throwing? Because that's really a like, you just got hired and you haven't been trained to do anything kind of position. And I told him, it's like, no, I actually asked to be here. It's like, you know, give everybody just the short version of what happened. It's like, natural safety barrier, it's not a big deal. And it was, I actually ran into a couple of people from, you know, that also work in inbound as pit drivers that just happen to be walking through, or in outbound as pit drivers over, you know, where the totes are. They just happen to be walking through inbound. And I actually ran into one of them on the bus on the Route 17 on the way here. I didn't realize that one of the guy who actually did my what you call it, behind the wheel training for forklift driving, I had no idea. Apparently he's functionally my neighbor. I got on the 17 at 48th Street, as I usually do on Sunday, and amazingly the bus showed up on time for a change, which of course got me to work an hour early. But you know what, better an hour early than showing up late. So, and I've definitely found out, you know, over the past 6 months, you know, that on Sunday, if I'm taking that McDowell, I can't count. I just absolutely can't count. I can't just show up for the bus that you know, the last bus that gets me there on time, and expect that bus is going to show up, or expect that the bus is going to get me there on time. I just need to get there for that bus that runs earlier, the one that's, you know, 4:30-ish. I just need to be ready to catch that one. And if it shows up and it gets me to work an hour early, then fine, chill. You know, enjoy the internet in the break room, and if not, just you know. But I've had times where I've just ended up being, you know, stuck on McDowell Road, and not being able to you know, just barely making it on time. But anyway, it was cool. Cool running into him. I didn't realize that he lived so close to me. He ended up getting on the bus at 44th Street. So anyway, I see people lining up. It's probably time for me to dig out my change and get ready for the bus. But yeah, all in all, absolutely great day. Great day, and everybody's just like, you know, I get a lot of positivity from everybody. It's like, you're a hard worker, dude. You're always, you know, there's people complimenting me and telling me, yeah, you're always on it. Like you'll be fine. So I'm just trying to think positive about that. And but yeah, I absolutely had a great day. Did a handful of other little, you know, side jobs and stuff. Hell, I even went to Fluid. As much as I generally hate working in Fluid, I actually went to Fluid and worked in the truck for about 15 minutes. And it was just kind of a thing. Like, when I was asked if I would do it, normally I'd be like, no. But I was just like, you know what? In light of what's going on with my investigation, it's just, let's be super helpful, Dan. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was like something I hadn't done in so long, and knowing that I was only going to be there for about 15 minutes, it was, you know, it's all right. Anyway, I need to wrap this up and get my change and my bus card ready. But anyway, thanks so much for coming with me on the walk. And it's going to be a tense week. I have no idea when Priscilla is coming back to find out the locks are changed. But yeah, as soon as I get home, I need to send that email to let her know that yeah, it is now August, and this is no longer your home, and locks have been changed, and if you try to get past them, you're trespassing. I don't know. It's really sad that it's come to that with Priscilla and I. But I mean, I've been asking her to. I've literally been asking her to get her own place for over 3 years, and she's made most of the last, God, at this point, I want to say, year of my life just fucking miserable. And at this point, I mean, she, you know, if you've been following my vlogs, you know, she doesn't clean. It's not even a matter of her cleaning up after me. She don't clean up after herself. She's got my kitchen looking like a straight up health hazard, and yeah, I'm just sick of living in that filth. Absolutely. And you know, I mean, there's no bedroom fund, so there's that. It doesn't help me out whatsoever with transit or with any kind of, you know, helping me out with my transportation issues whatsoever, and just it doesn't support my shows anymore. I mean, there's just I'm trying to think, you know, what does she do for me, and I just keep coming to the conclusion of frustrates me, pisses me off, and leaves my place a mess. There's nothing positive here. And the only thing that I can say positive is she's been pretty reliable for half of the rent, but you know, I don't need that anymore. I just don't. So, yeah, it's time for another chapter in my life that doesn't have her in it. But anyway, as I said, thanks for coming on the ride. I just saw my bus, so I gotta wrap this up.